So what are you reading this summer? It's an important question to ask each other, keep us accountable for reading good books and how much that can enrich our character and make us into experts in humanity. John Paul II called consecrated men and women to be experts in humanity. And I think part of that is reading good books. So here's a list of some of the favorite books on my list of past few years. I'm going to share a screen and give you a little countdown. Not exactly a countdown. I think the first ones on here are my priorities. My name is Asher Lev. I'm Potok, a Jewish author who takes us into the world of Orthodox Jews, into the genius of a young boy who is called to be an artist in a culture that has so many taboos surrounding what art is, what the human body is, what a crucifix is for a Jew, for example. Chaim Potok, also the author of The Chosen and many other amazing novels. Joan of Arc. Mark Twain said this is the only book he really worked on. And he says, Joan of Arc was the most amazing person who ever lived besides Jesus Christ himself. And obviously it takes us into the Joan of Arc's world as a child through Twain's eyes, who were so good at finding child's imagination, friendships, and that can also bring us to that simple heart that we want to have, an openness to the Lord's revelations and to the way he might call us to great things in life. In a similar vein, Dave Mason's book, Lamp of Darkness, first in the series of The Age of Prophets. And Dave Mason, a personal friend of mine, who he and his son wrote this book together. It's kind of like Harry Potter, but set in the Old Testament. And we meet the prophet Elijah. And we have a little description of some of these places in Samaria, what's today the West Bank, and also in what it was like in those times, and what it was like even for young men who were aspiring to receive prophecy. So what was it like for people who were trying to pray back in the day? Also a book that has a lot of deep psychology in it for what it means to listen to God's call. Beneath the Scarlet Sky, I think this is the one book in the last so many years that I just couldn't put down. It's a true story of Italians living under Nazi rule in northern Italy, and just incredible descriptions of Milan and also of the mountains, and the story of a young boy. And you just can't believe it's a true story when you read it, and full of the kind of contradictions and struggle this young man has, but also a glimpse into a part of World War II that we don't often hear about. Boys in the Boat, along those lines, the story of the young men who rowed against Hitler's Germans in the 1936 Olympics. You may have seen the movie. Obviously, the book is a lot better and full of beautiful philosophy and what it means to work together, what it means to aspire against so many obstacles in life, and also what is authenticity as opposed to the farce of all of Hitler's propaganda. More challenging literature, The Betrothed, a classic by Manzoni. It's maybe the first book in modern Italian. That's why all the Italians have to read it in high school. But it's an incredible book about a young engaged couple. Uncle Tom's Cabin, a book that changed my life when I was in 5th grade, and just think everyone should read it. And it challenges you to be a better person and to want good for this world and want justice. Great Expectations, in the same way, such an inspiring book that you might have had to read in school. If you didn't read it now, Anna Karenina, you might have had to read that too. I liked it a lot better than War and Peace. And Tolstoy's short stories, if you get a hold of them, are just incredible. But Anna Karenina, tough to get moving on it and to get a sense of who's who. And also you feel like the main storyline between Anna Karenina and this other guy, you start to get a little too sucked into that, but it's actually the story of another couple that gets married in this story that really inspired me. So there's, on one hand, many characters that you don't want to be like and that may not inspire you, might scandalize you, there's others that are just so inspiring, and what it means to fall in love, what it means to be true to yourself and discover yourself and come out of yourself. And it's so well written. Tolstoy is just incredible for what it means to develop characters and decisions. And so highly recommend Anna Karenina and so many other books. So I just encourage you to read, take that time. I love to read before I go to bed, and it helps me detach from so many stresses that I might have and helps me sleep well. So just encourage you to get off your devices and pick up a book this summer.